You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Security Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Power resilience refers to the ability of an organization to sustain operations in the face of disruptions to its electrical supply. Information technology systems, data centers, and even remote offices rely heavily on stable power to keep services available. Power resilience involves anticipating interruptions, whether brief surges or prolonged outages, and ensuring safeguards are in place to minimize downtime. For example, a data center might rely on uninterruptible power supplies, UPS, for immediate continuity and generators for extended outages. The goal is to maintain not just uptime, but also safe, predictable recovery during power-related incidents. Primary power sources are rarely sufficient by themselves for critical environments. Resilient facilities often have redundant power feeds from independent utilities or substations to reduce the risk of a single failure. Dual power supplies in servers and networking equipment allow systems to draw electricity from two separate feeds, ensuring hardware continues functioning if one fails. For example, a critical router may use one power supply connected to utility A and another to utility B. This redundancy at both the facility and equipment level ensures that operations can continue even when disruptions occur in one power path. Uninterruptible power supplies, UPS, provide short-term continuity by supplying energy immediately when primary power fails. Different types of UPS systems exist, including offline, line interactive, and double conversion designs. Offline UPS offers basic protection against outages, while line interactive provides better conditioning against voltage fluctuations. Double conversion UPS, often used in data centers, constantly delivers clean power regardless of input quality. For instance, a double conversion UPS can provide several minutes of runtime while backup generators start up, protecting sensitive servers from crashing due to sudden interruptions or power surges. Generators extend continuity beyond the brief window UPS systems provide, sustaining operations during longer outages. Integration with automatic transfer switches, ATS, ensures a seamless handoff between grid power and generator supply. When utility power fails, the ATS detects the loss and automatically switches to generator output once stable. For example, a hospital's generator system may come online within seconds of grid failure, sustaining critical care equipment. Proper integration ensures that transitions are smooth and reliable, preventing service disruption even during regional blackouts. Power distribution units, PDUs, manage the distribution of electricity within racks and data centers. They help ensure balanced loads across circuits, preventing overloads that could trip breakers or damage equipment. Intelligent PDUs provide monitoring of voltage, current, and power usage at granular levels, allowing administrators to detect imbalances and optimize capacity planning. For instance, in a large-scale data center, PDUs may alert staff if one rack approaches capacity while others remain underutilized. Monitoring at the distribution level transforms power from a hidden dependency into a managed resource. Environmental dependencies such as cooling and humidity control are tightly coupled with power resilience. When power systems fail, so too do air conditioning, ventilation, and other environmental systems. Rising temperatures or uncontrolled humidity can quickly damage sensitive electronics. For example, even with servers running on backup generators, failure of cooling systems may force an emergency shutdown to avoid hardware damage. Power resilience therefore includes not only maintaining electricity, but also ensuring dependent systems like HVAC remain operational during outages. Battery maintenance is essential for ensuring UPS systems perform as expected. Batteries degrade over time, reducing runtime and reliability. Regular testing, replacement schedules, and lifecycle management prevent unexpected failures. For example, without proper maintenance, a UPS rated for 10 minutes of runtime may only last 3, leaving insufficient time for generators to take over. Organizations must track battery health, replace aging units proactively, and verify runtime capacity under realistic loads. Neglecting battery maintenance is one of the most common causes of backup power failures. Standby generators require their own logistics and upkeep to remain dependable. Fuel quality, delivery arrangements, and maintenance schedules directly influence generator reliability. For instance, diesel fuel can degrade over time, creating clogs or failures if not rotated. Contracts with fuel suppliers ensure replenishment during extended outages, while regular test runs verify readiness. A generator that has not been tested or maintained may fail precisely when needed most. Fuel logistics and maintenance transform generators from symbolic assets into dependable tools for continuity. Monitoring and alerting for power events provide early warning and actionable intelligence. Systems that detect fluctuations, battery health issues, or load imbalances enable proactive maintenance before failures occur. For example, monitoring software may detect abnormal current draw in a UPS circuit, triggering alerts that allow administrators to redistribute loads before an outage occurs. These alerts integrate into broader incident management platforms, ensuring that power-related events receive the same attention and governance as other operational risks. Documented failover procedures and drills ensure staff are prepared for power interruptions. Written procedures detail the sequence of steps to initiate failovers, start generators manually if needed, and validate systems once power stabilizes. Regular drills expose weaknesses in procedures and confirm readiness. For example, a quarterly drill may simulate grid failure, requiring staff to validate generator switchover times and system stability. Documentation and practice ensure that continuity relies not only on technology but also on trained, confident personnel. Grounding and electrical safety are essential to protect both equipment and personnel. Proper grounding prevents electrical surges from damaging sensitive systems, while safety procedures protect staff from hazards when working with power systems. For example, improper grounding of racks may expose servers to damaging voltage fluctuations during lightning storms. Safety training and facility design ensure that electrical systems support both resilience and health requirements. Resilient power systems are as much about safety as they are about uptime. Power resilience is not the sole responsibility of facilities teams. IT operations share accountability. Coordinating facility-level systems with IT-level requirements ensures alignment between what infrastructure can support and what services demand. For example, backup generator capacity must be matched to the critical IT loads designated for continuity. When facility and IT teams collaborate, organizations avoid gaps where infrastructure survives, but IT services still fail. Resilience depends on this partnership, integrating both physical infrastructure and IT operations into a unified continuity strategy. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Power resilience can be thought of as the hidden backbone of organizational continuity. It refers to the ability to maintain operations even when the normal flow of electricity is interrupted. While cybersecurity discussions often focus on firewalls, identity controls, or encryption, none of those protections matter if the underlying systems lose power. Outages can stem from utility grid failures, severe weather, construction mishaps, or internal equipment faults. Power resilience ensures that IT systems, data centers, and the facilities around them can absorb these shocks without halting critical functions. A resilient strategy transforms what could be a total blackout into a managed transition, where operations continue with minimal interruption. At the foundation of power resilience are the sources of electricity themselves. Facilities serving critical systems often use redundant utility feeds, drawing power from separate substations or grids, to reduce the risk of a single point of failure. Within the racks of servers and networking equipment, dual power supplies are another layer of protection, allowing devices to pull electricity from two different circuits. Imagine a hospital's electronic health record server, where downtime could directly affect patient care. Dual power supplies and redundant feeds mean that if one line drops, another continues seamlessly. This layered redundancy demonstrates the principle that continuity is not achieved by one safeguard, but by interlocking systems designed to catch each other's failures. Uninterruptible power supplies, UPS, serve as the first responders in the event of an outage. These systems store energy in batteries or flywheels and immediately provide clean power the moment utility supply falters. Different designs offer varying levels of protection. Offline UPS systems provide basic battery backup for short events, while line interactive designs can handle common fluctuations like voltage dips. For mission-critical systems, double conversion UPS units are standard, continuously converting power so that connected equipment always receives stable voltage. Consider a financial trading floor where even a few seconds of downtime could cause millions in losses. The double conversion UPS bridges that critical gap, buying time for generators to start without any disruption to operations. Generators take over when outages stretch beyond the brief window UPS systems can cover. Their value lies in sustaining operations for hours or even days if external power remains unavailable. Integration with automatic transfer switches, ATS, makes the transition seamless. Once the ATS senses utility loss, it automatically engages the generator and shifts the load once stable output is established. Think of an airport air traffic control tower during a citywide blackout. With ATS-equipped generators, essential radar and communication systems remain powered, ensuring safety despite the chaos outside. The key is not just having a generator, but ensuring it integrates intelligently into the facility's overall power design. Inside the data center, power distribution units, PDUs, provide the fine-grained control needed to manage electricity across racks and devices. More advanced PDUs offer real-time monitoring, helping administrators balance loads across circuits and prevent localized failures. Without this visibility, one rack might be overloaded while another remains underused, creating instability. Imagine a cloud hosting provider managing thousands of customer virtual machines. If PDUs detect unusual draw in one segment, administrators can redistribute loads before a failure occurs, keeping customer services unaffected. PDUs thus act as both distribution tools and early warning systems. It is not enough to focus only on electricity feeding the equipment. Environmental dependencies must also be included in resilience planning. Powering servers without maintaining cooling, humidity control, and air circulation creates a dangerous situation where systems may overheat or fail rapidly. A UPS may keep racks alive, but without power to chillers or HVAC units, temperatures can soar in minutes, forcing emergency shutdowns. Consider a manufacturing facility relying on automated control systems. If environmental systems collapse alongside the outage, sensitive machinery may degrade or even become unsafe. Power resilience, therefore, is inseparable from environmental resilience, since one cannot function effectively without the other. Battery maintenance represents one of the most overlooked aspects of resilience. UPS systems depend entirely on battery health, but batteries degrade over time, losing capacity silently until they fail under pressure. A UPS expected to provide 15 minutes of runtime may, after years of neglect, provide only 3. That gap could mean the difference between a graceful handoff to generators and a total crash. Organizations must establish replacement cycles, run discharge tests, and monitor health indicators. A neglected battery bank is not a safety net. It is a false sense of security waiting to collapse at the worst possible moment. Generators also demand disciplined maintenance and fuel management. Diesel or natural gas systems may appear robust, but stale fuel can clog injectors, or mechanical faults can develop if test runs are skipped. Fuel logistics matter as much as the machines themselves. Without contracts guaranteeing resupply, even the most reliable generator will grind to a halt after a prolonged event. A classic example is during hurricanes, when many businesses discover that their generators run for a day or two but then fail due to unavailable fuel deliveries. True resilience requires not only owning the equipment, but also planning for its sustainment over time. Monitoring and alerting systems act as the nervous system of power resilience, detecting subtle problems before they escalate into outages. Sensors on UPS units, PDUs, and generators can identify trends like rising internal temperatures, uneven loads, or declining battery health. When integrated into centralized monitoring platforms, these signals become actionable alerts that operators can respond to proactively. For example, if a UPS reports reduced battery capacity, maintenance can be scheduled before it fails during an actual incident. Pre-failure visibility turns resilience from a reactive process into proactive risk management. Documented failover procedures and training drills ensure that resilience is not just about technology but also about people. When an outage occurs, staff must know who initiates generator startup, who validates load balancing, and who communicates with leadership. Drills simulate failures in controlled conditions, revealing where procedures are vague or roles unclear. For instance, a data center might hold a quarterly blackout drill, testing both automatic transfer systems and staff responses. These exercises reduce panic during real events, replacing confusion with practiced execution. Grounding and electrical safety are foundational to both resilience and personnel protection. Proper grounding prevents power surges from damaging sensitive electronics and reduces fire risk, while safety protocols protect technicians working near live circuits. In some cases, overlooked grounding has caused multi-million-dollar losses when a single lightning strike rippled through improperly shielded racks. Training staff in electrical safety ensures resilience planning does not inadvertently create hazards. A resilient system is not only durable but safe for the people who maintain it. Finally, it is important to emphasize that power resilience is not just a facility manager's responsibility. IT operations teams must work closely with facilities to align power capacity with workload demands. Backup power capacity must be mapped to the services that truly require continuity, ensuring generators are not undersized for critical loads. If facilities maintain uptime but IT has not identified which systems must be prioritized, continuity still fails. Power resilience is therefore a shared responsibility that bridges infrastructure and IT operations, requiring both sides to plan, test, and govern together. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Load shedding strategies provide a controlled way to keep the most essential systems running when power is constrained. Instead of everything shutting down at once during an outage, systems are ranked by criticality. Core services such as patient monitoring in hospitals or air traffic control in aviation remain powered, while less essential functions are intentionally disconnected. This prioritization ensures that scarce power resources are used where they matter most. A hospital, for example, might shed power to administrative offices but continue supplying intensive care units. Load shedding is less about keeping everything alive and more about keeping the right things alive. Testing generator switchover and UPS runtime under realistic loads is essential for confidence in power continuity. It is one thing to know that a generator starts up in theory. It is another to see it actually handle live operational loads. Testing may reveal that a generator runs but struggles under heavy demand, or that UPS batteries discharge faster than expected. For instance, a financial institution might simulate a full power outage in its data center, forcing systems to ride on UPS until generators stabilize. These real-world exercises replace assumptions with evidence, revealing weak spots before they lead to crises. For many organizations, power resilience does not stop at the data center. It extends into strategic choices such as co-location and cloud adoption. Co-location facilities often boast redundant feeds, advanced cooling, and highly resilient infrastructure that would be expensive to replicate in-house. Cloud platforms, meanwhile, abstract much of the responsibility by shifting workloads into hyperscale providers that design their facilities for extreme uptime. A small business might choose co-location to gain enterprise-grade resilience without owning the infrastructure, while another may adopt cloud-first strategies to offload physical power concerns entirely. Both approaches broaden continuity planning beyond what an individual organization can build alone. Distributed power architectures push resilience even further by designing systems across regions or even countries. Instead of depending on a single facility's power design, services are replicated so that one regional outage cannot disrupt operations. For example, a global retailer may distribute its e-commerce platform across multiple regions so customers never notice a localized grid failure. Regional redundancy is the ultimate hedge. It accepts that even the best local resilience may fail, so the answer is geographic diversity. Designing this way requires cost, planning, and operational maturity, but it offers unmatched resilience. Power telemetry, the detailed measurement of voltage, current, temperature, and battery health, becomes even more valuable when integrated into monitoring and incident response systems. Real-time telemetry feeds into dashboards and automated alerts, providing operators with a window into the health of the power chain. Imagine a data center noticing one UPS showing declining voltage during normal operations. By integrating telemetry, this anomaly is flagged and addressed before a blackout occurs. When power telemetry is part of the same incident response framework as cybersecurity alerts, organizations treat power not as a silent background service, but as an actively managed risk domain. Fuel and service contracts are another often overlooked component of continuity. Owning a generator is meaningless if fuel cannot be replenished during a prolonged outage, or if service contracts do not guarantee timely repair. Contracts with suppliers must define clear service-level agreements, SLAs, for delivery and maintenance, including response times during emergencies. During widespread disasters like hurricanes, those without pre-negotiated contracts often find fuel unavailable as demand spikes. In contrast, organizations with strong vendor SLAs enjoy priority service. Continuity, in this case, comes not just from equipment, but from the strength of relationships and contractual protections. Emergency procedures for safe shutdown and controlled recovery are as important as backup systems themselves. Sometimes, no matter the redundancy, power cannot be sustained indefinitely. In such cases, graceful shutdowns protect data, prevent hardware damage, and enable smoother recovery later. For instance, a manufacturer may power down production lines in sequence, ensuring critical machines are halted safely. Similarly, IT teams may use scripted shutdowns to preserve database integrity before servers lose power. Recovery is far easier when shutdowns are controlled rather than abrupt, proving that resilience sometimes means knowing how to pause safely. Batteries, though often hidden away in racks and cabinets, are the silent workhorses of power resilience. Their reliability depends on preventative maintenance schedules and timely replacement cycles. Even the highest quality batteries degrade, and when they fail, they often do so silently. For example, a UPS might appear healthy, but deliver only half its expected runtime because its batteries were past replacement age. Preventative maintenance ensures batteries are tested, swapped, and logged as part of a broader lifecycle plan. It is not glamorous work, but it ensures the power bridge remains trustworthy. Disaster recovery and continuity exercises must explicitly include power failure scenarios. Too often, tabletop drills focus on cyber attacks or application crashes, while the mundane but devastating risk of blackout is ignored. Incorporating power failure scenarios validates generator cutovers, fuel contracts, and emergency communications. For example, a continuity exercise might simulate a regional outage, forcing teams to rely solely on generators for 48 hours. These tests reveal whether fuel logistics hold up, whether UPS capacity is sufficient, and whether communication pathways stay online. Power resilience, like cyber resilience, must be tested in conditions that mimic reality. Environmental sensors, such as those detecting temperature, smoke, or water, play a vital role in linking power events to broader operational responses. Rising temperatures may indicate cooling has failed alongside power systems. Smoke sensors may trigger early shutdowns to prevent equipment damage. Water detection around battery rooms or generators may signal safety hazards. By linking environmental data to power monitoring, organizations can respond holistically, addressing not just electricity loss but the chain of environmental consequences it creates. Sensors ensure resilience is proactive, not reactive. Documenting dependencies is another cornerstone of power planning. Not all services require continuous power, and resilience efforts should focus on the ones that do. Identifying which systems absolutely cannot lose electricity, such as authentication servers, safety-critical controls, or communication systems, helps prioritize support. For instance, during a constrained outage, IT teams may know to sustain only core financial transaction systems while delaying batch reporting jobs. Documentation ensures there is no debate during emergencies. Priorities are established in advance. Ultimately, resilient power design, coupled with rigorous testing and ongoing maintenance, reduces operational risk dramatically. Power failures are inevitable, but they do not need to lead to chaos. With thoughtful design, contractual safeguards, proactive maintenance, and realistic drills, organizations transform power from a hidden vulnerability into a managed risk. When IT and facilities teams treat power resilience as part of broader continuity planning, the organization gains the ability to withstand not just digital threats, but physical realities as well. Reliable power is the foundation of reliable business, and investing in its resilience pays dividends every time the lights flicker, but the systems stay online. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.